good? What's good? What's good? Yeah, man. We in this thing. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm gonna hop right to it. I ain't got no monologue, none of that. Welcome to Kush Equilibrium. I am your always smoking host. Oops, great. Yes, indeedy, feed the needy. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all coming on in here, taking the time to smoke and talk that ish with your boy. Take your shoes off, kick your feet up, fasten your pants, let your gut hang out, get comfortable. You know, along the way of doing this little YouTube thing, two main things that I've learned that I feel like I benefit from. Making sure I make stuff for real people. Real people. Do with that what you will. And deciding when to make content that's going to be popular, that everybody's going to watch, versus making content that may not be as popular, but it's good for people to hear it. I don't know what this episode is. I feel like it might lean to being good for you, not, you know what I'm saying, necessarily overly entertaining. But hey, that's what we here for. We're going to react to the bigger picture today. They got, this might have been the hardest episode to find a segment that was informative. I'll just do that because I don't want to take too long trying to think of the proper word. But in this episode, in this segment that I'm going to show you, DJ Head said something that as a man, as an adult, male, whatever, I couldn't say shit, but just like, my jaw dropped like, yo, that makes so much sense. It seemed simplistic, but to the rest of the world, I don't know if it really is. But let me throw these ears on. Like I said, I ain't about to do a whole bunch of gibbing and gabbing because I got another video I want to get out that's not pertaining to this, and I didn't want to meld them together. So if you're smoking, light it up. If you drinking, pull it up. We grown, so let's get to the business. Okay, and this is the bigger picture, but DJ Head, Jeremy Head, Elliot Wilson. Like, this was a good show. Watch, look, I'm not gonna lie to you. If I'm wrong, come back, get in the comments, flame me, tell me I'm wrong. But like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know, I gotta say it one time for the one time to keep, you know, the people at YouTube happy. They like it when we say that, so it is what it is, part of the game. Without further ado, let's get to the business. Oh, and I'm trying, side note real quick, I'm trying some new smoke today. Now, depending on if I like it or not, by the time we get to the end of this video, it's gonna let me, if I don't tell you what it is, I didn't like it.
In the space, as people that I have watched traverse many of things, I'm very disappointed in, well, I've already told you that, but I'm very disappointed in B-Dot. Actually, I have 3 gripes with B-Dot specifically, right? Mm-hmm. Actually, I have 2 gripes.
Now, to frame this up real quick, B-Dot and Elliot Wilson got some history going all the way back to the double XL days. I can't think of Rap Radar. You know, there's a reason I have a slight affinity for Elliot Wilson. As an older guy, I respect that there are things in hip hop that he really pioneered as far as journalism, reporting, how you overall cover this space. I give him the same amount of accolade and credit that I would give the company man. Most people don't, because Elliot sometimes puts his foot in his mouth. And I think it's out of frustration of an older man not knowing his place in a digital world. And I'm hoping he find it, because I still believe he got something to offer. But I want to give y'all that context real quick so that way you're not sitting here in the dark like, what the hell are they talking about?
So I'll just stick to two. I have two gripes with B-Dot. One is when put in these positions, like for instance, when there are like, okay, human beings are naturally bloodthirsty, like vampires, right? We just want the crash outs, we want the bullshit. If you're playing with a baby and you hit yourself and you act hurt, the baby laughs. It's innate. It's just innate. We fuck with the bullshit. That's neither here nor there. There are whole coliseums in Europe dedicated to blood sport. You know what I'm saying? The internet is the same thing. The internet is the coliseum. The internet is going to say, we want Head and Ack, and we want Head and Maul, and we want Jeremy and Rory, and we want all of the crash out bullshit. And so when I look at this whole thing with you and B-Dot, I'm disappointed in the sense that it's like there's nothing wrong. You all are beefing, Cold War, however you want to paraphrase it. You all are beefing, and there's been no loss of life. There's been no one that has crossed the line or disrespected each other in a certain way, or there's nothing, right? But this is playing out in the public, and it doesn't have to be. I come from the school of everything is not content. The Bow Wow thing, I told you, that was, I don't think that should have been shared. I don't believe in, that's why like I get shit from the chat and the internet. My whole timeline is flooded right now because people are upset but everything isn't content. I don't give a fuck how you feel. Everything is not content. Had a conversation with Rob Markman. Everything ain't content. He talked about it on his channel when you and him had your thing. He said we talked about it off camera, behind the scenes. It's all good, whatever. Because everything's not fucking content. That's number one gripe, B-Dot. Number two gripe, this is separate from y'all situation. B-Dot's just not honest. He's just not an honest person when it comes to his critique of certain things. He has a bias, like I have a bias, and he's unwilling to admit his biases. Elliot Wilson has bias sometimes, he'll admit to it. Jeremy Heck has bias sometimes, he'll admit to it. Joe Budden has bias sometimes, he'll admit to it. Maul and fucking Rory have biases sometimes, they admit to it. They fuck up, they be like, oh, you know what, you was right, woo-woo. I have yet to see B-Dot ever say, hey, you know what, I fucked up on that list. Never seen it. The list is the list, is what he says. That's cap to me. But going back to y'all, I just wanted to point out the two gripes, because that way it doesn't seem like, oh, Head is being fake. No, I've shared this with B-Dot on camera and off camera. Also, I come from the school of anything that I'm going to do or say to about somebody, you do or say to that person. So I'm not, that's why I always tell you, like, bro, stop doing what you be doing. You be going on saying stuff, and then when you run into person, you be like, yeah, my bad. Well, just don't say it. Now, everybody not perfect. I'm not charging with that. But the reason the disappointment comes from you and B-Dot specifically is because,
to add an extra layer of understanding to what he talked about, because I know everybody don't pay attention to Elliot Wilson, but you really should. When he's not crashing out 1,000 times, he's very freaking informative. The thing with Elliot, for whatever reason, he picks these mini beefs, and then after he has the moment, when he goes too far, it's like a moment of realization comes in after the fact. Oh, you know what? I probably shouldn't have did that. How does it every time you have these epiphany of sudden like understanding of the situation, or how there's not a lot of depth to the situation that you're complaining about or upset about, and then it's the I'm sorry tour. You ever get to a point where you get tired, you get sick and tired of hearing somebody say I'm sorry, and you just stop dealing with them? I fear that's going to be Elliot Wilson's future, because eventually people going to get tired of hearing I'm sorry. My bad. I effed up. I didn't mean it like that. You could only play that card so many times before everybody like, so you doing your Drake thing. I mean your Kanye West routine. Be outlandish and then say my bad. You know what I'm saying? He don't need to go through that. I mean, cause I just think the stuff that he has issue with is not going to be solved the way he going about it until you yourself find your place within this media space the way it's formed now, and put your plan together and then go into motion with that plan. You gonna keep having an issue every time you see somebody else doing something that you feel like you should be doing. I know, because I've had these moments in my life where I'm like, yo, I work hard and I do this and that, and you don't, I know you don't work nearly as hard as me. Why are you taking trips and you doing this, and why do you have that? I don't got that. And I work harder than you for a longer period of time. And that's his argument. Yo, I've worked harder than all of you, or a lot of you. And I've done it for drastically longer than you have. So I should have more. That's not necessarily right. I'm gonna let DJ Head finish up because this ain't gonna be a long one.
Because at one point, you both were the leaders of what it is that we do, and to some capacity, whether it be blog space, the blog era. Shout out to Wiz Khalifa. We'll get to that. The blog space, and then transitioning into quote unquote the podcast era, or whatever. Y'all were the leaders of that because of the high profile. Well, actually, you kind of did it with Crown too, but y'all are the leaders of that. And then to see like how this is kind of like playing out, it's like I don't like it. I don't like it because we don't get a lot of fixtures. Lil Durk, Puff, you can go down the list. You know what I'm saying? We don't get a lot of Suge Knight. We don't get a lot of fixtures. And so when our fixtures cannibalize internally, to me, that's a detriment culturally. It don't really have nothing to do with like the white people or, you know, or yeah. That's good that you can communicate non-verbally now. Yeah, my nigga.
You taught him 45 minutes. 45 minutes in.
But like, we got enough of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Which is why, like, there's certain people that I don't fuck with. I don't fuck with certain black people, white people. I don't fuck with a lot of niggas. But I'm not publicly doing that because there's no need to do it, because the opposing forces are going to do that anyway. They're going to look at these hip-hop niggas. That's why we're not allowed nowhere. That's why when I go, I ain't going to say the restaurant. When I go to Atlanta, there's one restaurant I don't fuck with because they don't let me wear my hat. Why? Because niggas prior to me have ruined that experience. You know what I'm saying? There's no deals, there's no money, there's no this, there's no opportunity. Not because, oh, this is that, or because the corporations are hating, or you are able-bodied. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with B-Dot that I know of. You build it. You go fucking build it. You get off the camera and you go fucking build it. Now, as far as y'all being friends, that's neither here nor there. I don't govern niggas' friendships.
The friendship governor is kind of crazy. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm holding you accountable because I have a personal story. That's why I called the homie to
Don't laugh, producer Alex.
What was funny?
I don't know. The homie called.
Now stay with me, because now we getting to the part that I want everybody to please listen up. Listen up on this, because I feel like this is good for all of us. Me too. I try to put stuff like this out every now and then because a lot of people think because we smoke weed we can't carry a thought. We're not intellectual. People who smoke weed, especially even those who smoke a lot of it like me, are not a monolith. You can't just judge us just off that. So I'm telling you, once he tell you this story, you're gonna be like, I get it. And again, if I'm wrong, call me out. That's cool. We need to get back to calling people out for BS. That's what's been half the problem. People been getting passes. Don't give me no pass. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You feel me? Let's get to it.
Call, because again, I don't violate the sanctity of my relationships for content. I just don't do it. So, we all saw the Pop Out. I mean, who didn't see the Pop Out? There was an artist on stage who I wasn't cool with at all on my set. You would never know that. This has never been shared, right? Have you ever heard of this? There's been no rumblings. There's been no innuendos. There's been nothing. But there was somebody who I was not cool with at all on my set. He closed my set. His name is Jason Martin. His name is Problem. We weren't cool at all.
Really?
Going into the Pop Out at all.
Wow.
I would actually imagine you guys to be good friends based on the conversation.
We were.
Since.
What happened was
if this blow your mind, it blew mine too. Because you would think the voice of the West Coast would get along with figures that matter. I feel like problems. Jason Martin, my bad. Jason Martin matter. I think he about to have eventually, if not this year, maybe next year, that one dope ass moment that actually just belonged to him. You're not gonna be able to say because of somebody else or none of that. It's gonna be his moment. Do I know what it is? No, but I listen to him talk on different podcasts. I look at his energy. I'm a big energy person, and the way he talked, he sounded like a man with a plan, and he sounded like he got hunger. And I could get behind somebody who go through life with a mentality of my belly ain't never full. I'm always hungry. Sound like a hustler, don't it? Yeah. Sound about right. And I like that in him. I think he gonna give us something that we can be like, yo, I see you. I should have paid attention sooner, but I see you.
At the radio station. I was at iHeart. I called him one night and I'm like, hey, bro, I want to play this record on the radio. Send me the clean version. He starts getting like, what you mean you got it? I said, I don't have it. Why the fuck would I call you if I have the clean version? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, send me the clean record. He's like, nah, you see, this that bullshit. Like, you always playing, you always on. I'm like, bro, what is the problem? Send me the clean. Like, I ain't gonna say his name, but the homie he had doing his stuff, he said he sent it to you already. I'm like, he didn't send it to me. Send me the clean. He's like,
I'm asking you right now.
Yeah. So I'm like, he's like, well, you should be able to just play it and clean it. Or I'm like, bro, I'm not cleaning your record to play your record on the radio. I have a stern, distinct disdain for that. DJs across the world. This is my own personal thing. I'm not encouraging you to adopt this behavior, but I'm either going to play it or I'm going to buy it. I'm not doing both.
Yeah, Peter Rosenberg talks about it a lot.
I'm either going to support, I'm going to play your record or I'm going to buy it. I'm not doing both.
Peter Rosenberg will do the underground and clean the records up and then complain about it. He'll make the edits.
I'm not making no edits. Bootleg Kev does it.
Yeah.
I'm not making no fucking clean edit to spin your record on the radio.
I won't do.
I got a lot of shit going on. Kiss my ass. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, long story short,
hey, why?
we going back and forth. Now,
so it turned into a problem.
It turned into a problem.
Just asking for the record.
So what happened was,
I didn't even.
You see moments like that. Moments like that. He like that one person that do stuff that they don't need to be doing. At the exact moment, they don't need to be doing it. Sit down. I imagine they have a lot of moments on this show. They just want to tell him to shut up and sit down. Respectfully. Just shut up and sit down. I had one person that was actually supposed to duo this show with me. But I felt like I was going to have too many shut up and sit down and act right moments with this dude, and I wasn't on it. I don't want to fall out over this, man. It ain't even that. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to them for look. Y'all all know what it's like when somebody get on your nerves, and they don't leave your presence. Yeah, right.
Saying that. That's great.
So what ended up happening is he basically was like, see, y'all always politicking, and I don't know what he was going through at the time. Yeah. But it just became something else. So I'm like, well, fuck it then. So then he was like, all right, well, he said, you know what, Ed, moving forward, I don't need this. I remember this verbatim. He said, I don't need you or your platform. Woo! I said, bet. Let's be friends. Let's not do no music business ever again. Wow. So that I stood on that for about 4 years, 3 or 4 years. 3 or 4 years, I stood on that. Anytime he would drop a record, that's music business. I would see him in places. I would go to these smoke houses. We have a party in the backyard. See him, it's all good.
Just a dap up.
Yeah, we good. Yeah. We hanging out.
You keep it friendly, but you don't want to do the business.
Let's be friends. Yeah, okay. Because we're almost 20 years in at this point. Let's be friends. Let's not do no music business.
Okay.
And
you're honoring that. I'm
standing on what you told me.
Yeah.
Right. So,
but up until the pop out, you was honoring that as you moved
up until the pop out.
Yeah.
So what happened was not even up until the pop out. We did the rehearsals and we did pop out with me having this tremendous grudge. But
wait, so when did you first learn that you get the PG Lang itinerary? Like, oh, this nigga's headlining. Like, when did you first get?
Again, going back, if you watch previous episodes of The Bigger Picture or Effective Immediately, I'm Derek Fisher. I have a role to play. It's not about me. I'm not here to hit the game winning 3. I'm here to play my position. So if I'm working with P, I'm working with P. P actually, me and him work together on putting the set together. Hey, you know what, boy? He should go after him. I was like, yeah, I agree. We talking because this not about us. Yeah. He knows what my energy is. We do the pop out. You see him. He come out. We dap up. He go do like what? It's a movie.
Great performance.
And you didn't need the clean version that day.
No. You would never know that this was a thing, right? This is the first time the world has ever heard this outside of me, Problem, and like Salas, my manager, right? No one's ever heard this story. I'm sharing it for a reason.
I think also that I was at the show. That was the first, like we were saying, wrestling the Big Pop. I felt
I'm like, I feel like a hypocrite, and that's not how Jackie raised me. I feel like a hypocrite because I'm like, I did all of this and I'm still holding on to this. So I called it. I'm like, hey, look, bro.
After the pop out?
This is weeks after the pop out. Maybe like 2 weeks after the pop out. I'm like, hey, because I had to sit on it. I had to marinate. Yeah. So I call him like, hey, bro, look. Something like that. I don't remember how the length of time it was. But like, I'm not on that. Like, I think we need to move forward. I need to let that shit go. Et cetera, et cetera. We had a nice long conversation. He apologized. I said, you know, my bad for like, but he was like, I guess what I had to give him was clarification. I said, look, I asked a bunch of street niggas to put aside any of the extra shit for 1 week. Hey, give me 1 week, bro. There's, like I said, there's footage of this. I don't know if Dave is ever gonna put it out or not, but I put everybody in a huddle and I said, look, I don't give a fuck where y'all niggas from. We from LA this week. Mm-hmm. I have a job to do, and if you don't want to be a part of this moment, you are welcome to leave. But now is the time. I need to know that whatever y'all got,
you got to commit right now.
Whatever y'all got, homies, brothers, street shit, who done shot at, it doesn't matter this week.
It should never, ever, ever be questioned why DJ Head is the voice of the West. This man is having this type of conversation with niggas from the block. This is street niggas. Picture trying to tell a gangster to act right for a week. Some of us can't get kids to act right for a day. You got gangsters to act right for a week. Man, salute to you, bro.
If y'all can give me that, we're gonna make history. Other than that, I don't have no. So what I was telling P was, I asked street niggas to put aside their differences. There's been fights and loss of life and all kind of shit, right? We doing fucking music. Yeah. This ain't that. So we end up reconciling, and then he came on Effective immediately, and then we did the show after the pop out. We never talked. He never talked about this publicly. I never talked about it publicly because everything ain't fucking content. The reason why I'm sharing now, and I called him to get his blessing to talk about this, is because y'all are in the same situation. There's been no shootouts, no fights, y'all from New York, no stabbings, no $150s.
That's a big thing out where I'm from.
I know, but I'm just saying, this is not beyond reproach. This
I don't
is
think it is.
no. I'm not. That's not my point. My point is, this is fucking journalism. It's not like this ain't that. You know what I mean? Same reason why people be mad. I don't get bent out of shape over an act. I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere. I'll be everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen these people in public. There's been people in the radio game who's talked shit about me, right? I at every studio I go. I was in the studio last night with some of the homies, just some real ones. And I asked them the same question. Have you ever seen any of these individuals that you like? Have you ever seen this person in person that you vibe for their attention and for their esteem? Like, no, exactly.
Well said. Well said. That was the bigger picture. Definitely check it out. Once it's like an hour and a half, 2 hour episode. Y'all get watched. I told y'all, yeah, we should watch this. There's people carrying beefs that ain't worth carrying, man. I get it. I buy into all the extra BS and rhetoric or whatever all the time. Look, it is what it is. Yin and yang. But sometimes I be trying to include some type of little something where we can smoke and vibe to it, like gain some kind of something from it. You know what I'm saying? But to, be serious for a hot second. It be beefs out here that cats don't even understand why they beefing. All I'm saying is, I ain't gonna never tell nobody to back down from nothing. I'm just saying, if you're gonna carry a beef, sure you carrying a real one, like that you can stand on after it get ugly. If you can't carry a beef and accept the situation, if it happens to get extremely ugly, probably ain't even worth carrying. Probably ain't worth carrying. I'm trying to hurry up and get up out of here. I want to keep this for another 30 minutes. I was really diving into the new Wiz Khalifa because I'm gonna do a review on that. I don't know how I'm gonna go about doing it because of copyrights and whatnot, but I'm gonna do something with it. What else? Oh, you know what? Good, because you see my memory is out. Man, this is candy, some smoke called Candy Float, bro. I'm in Michigan, so you can find Candy Float. Float on to go get it. But again, like always, like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate y'all pulling in here, smoking with me, man. If y'all still smoke, I'm about to hit this pen real quick while y'all get them last couple little hits in. You know? So technically, I smoke with y'all and did a dab with y'all. I'm salty I didn't do a 420 special type situation, but maybe for the the concentrate anniversary, I might do something. But with that being said, I gotta get this edited up so I can get this to y'all. So my moves to great. This is Kush Equilibrium. Look, I didn't fuck up that time. But I get at y'all, man.